And hello, my name is DPG, and in today's video we'll be going over the patch released today for Helldivers 2. Let's call this one 1.002. Now, this patch is currently Helldivers' biggest patch to date, so I'll be touching all the topics in our overview besides the known issues and most of the miscellaneous fixes. Also, let me preface this by saying that there is a lot of good changes in here, but as you saw with the intro to this video, there's also some non-favorable changes. Alright, so as an overview to this update, we now have difficulty 10, also known as Super Helldive. New mission objectives, bigger enemy outposts, which you'll see in the background gameplay. New bugs, bots, environmental hazards, new swamp biome, crash fixes, social menu fixes, thanks Super Earth, and all that is Eagle Sweat for those social menu fixes, balance work, and miscellaneous fixes. Major updates. New difficulty level 10 is also known as Super Helldive. This difficulty is designed for the most experienced and skilled John Helldivers, featuring formidable foes and intense challenges. Now, I've played several Super Helldive missions, and yes, there is some thick enemy density. And the new enemy types do spice up the gameplay quite a bit on this difficulty. New mission objectives. 2 new secondary OBJs will feature faction-specific optional objectives. On the toaster front, you'll be assaulting human processing plants, and on the bug front, we'll be stealing a larva from the womb of the colony and extracting with it. Bigger enemy outposts. Absolutely, they are massive and will clearly be distinguished when you pull up your map. Challenges in these strongholds and fortresses will offer a significant challenge with reward. Search conquered outposts thoroughly for the confidential data and make sure to extract with it. New bugs and bots. On the bug front, we've got the Impaler. Now, this guy is massive. Seriously, if you can avoid it, you will save yourself some time when trying to complete your mission. This enemy burrows its head into the ground and pops tentacles out that will catch you off guard. It will stick you like a toothpick to a piece of pineapple. Also on the bug front, you have the Spore Charger that'll cloud the area. Then you know that there's one which will cloud everything around it, impacting your visibility. And lastly for the bugs is the Alpha Commander, which is the Apex Brood Commander, which summons these fast mini warrior-like alphas. On the bot front, we got the Rocket Tank, which can shoot a rocket bombardment at you from head on or from above, as well as the reinforced Scout Strider with the rocket pods on the side and the enclosed rider, so make sure to aim for the leg joints. As for this one, the traditional Strider's weak point is reinforced. New swamp biome. Think Luigi's Mansion, but Helldivers edition. New environmental hazards. As it storms, makes you and the enemy take massive damage from even the wettest of noodles. Moving on to balancing, the SG Tech 8S Slugger is back. Mostly. We've got stagger again and an increased spread in drag, but still lacks the ability to open blast doors. But trust me when I say this weapon feels fantastic. The SG Tech 225 IE Breaker Incendiary. Decreased mags from 6 to 4. Hate to see it. Increased recoil from 28 to 41. Hate to see that. Still, it's a top chaff clear weapon, but now rivals the ammo struggle you'll encounter when using weapons such as the Scorcher. The GP Tech 31 Grenade Pistol decreased capacity from 8 to 6, but fear not, as when you replenish ammo, you'll go from empty to 4 rounds. The CB Tech 9 Exploding Crossbow got the change I thought it should have had in the first place, as it is now a one-handed weapon. Ballistic shield users, you now have another weapon. The AX/AR23 Guard Dog increased mags from 6 to 8. Still a dog water stratagem in my opinion, as you have to refill it every time it runs out of ammo. Maybe if the Guard Dog Rover receives a nerf to its heat mechanic, having you replenish it more often, this would be a stratagem worth looking at. The Orbital Walking Barrage saw an increased number of salvos from 3 to 5 and a decreased movement of 40%, making this a more predictable stratagem. The 120mm High Explosive Barrage had its cooldown decreased from 240 to 180 seconds and a reduced time between salvos. This is a very welcome change, as I always take the 380 over the 120 for the more damage that the 380 produces. Moving on to gameplay changes, atmospheric interference has been removed. Think brash, as this was a modifier that no one liked, as it limited our ability to spread orbital democracy. The toasters got a modifier, it's poor intel, which makes the OBJs on the map get a search radius like most eliminate objectives have. Corrosive acid planets no longer have the intense heat modifier. Awesome, I like my stamina. Gunship patrols are now less frequent, and the amount of ships are reduced. We'll see how much rocket juggling we'll be playing with, as there are now new tanks with rockets. Gunship engines are less durable now. Cool, that means we can use some medium pen primaries more reliably now. We received an improved armory weapon preview control and updated order UI. Energy shields now block snowstorms and sandstorms. That's a very cool change. Grief protection for kick players to continue in their own mission to get rewards. Literally, I didn't know I needed this, as before the patch, I had my very first griefer kick everyone out after getting slarged by the mines that were available before the patch went live. Crash fixes, there's a lot. Feel free to pause and read this section, and we're going to move on to weapon and stratagem fixes. Okay, so the most notable fix here is going to be the Blitzer. Now it can be fired continuously, so just hold down the trigger. The grenade pistol, dagger, and bushwhacker got moved to a category named Special Sidearm. The sickle had a fire limit value fix. Not sure if this is good or bad. The ballistic shield no longer blocks enemies' line of sight, no longer collides with mechs, stays with you when you pick up an SSSD. This was a welcome change, as you would drop your shield on SSSD pickup. Also, it fixed collision with other players. Guard Dog can now be refilled from ammo boxes around the map. Still a dog water stratagem. Misc weapon fixes. Most notable are the arc weapons not shooting bolts when enemies were in line of sight. It'll now show if the bolts strike an obstacle instead of an enemy. Fixed also arc weapon misfiring when shooting enemies quickly that are aligned horizontally. Social menu fixes. Holy cow! Yes, finally, thank you. It's an overall better experience. Pause the video here if you want to read all the improvements. Moving on to the miscellaneous fixes, only what I'm going over is the adjusted flame effects to work more realistically. It doesn't go through various bodies where bounce off would be expected behavior, like on armors and static objects. This inadvertently nerfed the flamethrower, as you have to hit a specific spot on the charger leg to get it to cook and die quickly. Seriously don't know why they did this, as if you want to talk about realistic, then let's make the toasters with pocket rockets take 5 seconds to reload their launchers. And that's going to wrap up the video, guys. Let me know in the comment section if you're enjoying the new update. I know I'm personally having a blast with the new enemies and new difficulty. Let me know what you love and hate about some of the changes. If you enjoy this type of content, don't forget to hit the like button for Democracy and Super Earth and subscribe to the channel for more democratic content. If you want to join the diving, catch us live on YouTube or Twitch. We are live Wednesdays through Fridays from 9 p.m. Eastern to 12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thanks again, guys. See you in the next one, and take care, everybody.